Michaela Berku, thank you so much for joining us. You have a successful modeling career. What transitioned you from that to volunteering at Magen David Adom?
So hi, good evening. Nice to meet you. It's true I've been a model many years ago. Actually, I just celebrated 55 years old.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I brought here my mother with me. So since I was a model, my mother is always with me. And I'm more years not a model than a model, but model will be always a part of my DNA, right? After my modeling career, I became a drama therapist. I have a master's in drama therapy. And my kids will always tell you that I actually love doctors, and that's the only reason I went to volunteer in MDA.
So as a volunteer paramedic, what kind of experiences really stand out for you out of all that?
So I want to say that MDA is like a microcosmos of all the society in Israel. We have all the kinds of people from all the religions, from all over the country in one ambulance, with one mission, just to do something that we love and to help people. Sometimes it's really life savings, and sometimes it's TLC. If we speak about life savings, I really recommend everybody here, even though you're very, very busy, I know, just to do the simplest course of MDA, of saving life. They have courses of few hours. Believe me and trust me, it really helps and changes lives. In that course, you study also how to use the defibrillator, which is very, very simple to use, and you can always call MDA, and they will tell you, really, it changes lives. If you have defibrillators in your neighborhood, if not, you should have. I really recommend, because we saw it on the field.
Get one. So in terms of MDA, it's a volunteer basis, right?
So I love volunteering. I always say that volunteering, in my mind, it's something very egoistic, because the satisfaction that I receive from doing good, I can't even explain it, not in words, not in time. And you know, there was recently done a research with people who were depressive. They gave them each one, they told them just to put 1 cent aside. And after 3 months, this cents were donated. And they actually saw in this research how the people, after doing something good, what happened to their wellness and to their happiness. Like it jumped. And I'm sorry about my English. It's not so good. Sorry.
You're doing great. So you're not just, you completed MDA's paramedics course.
Yes,
which is,
I loved it. It was very challenging. I was running after everybody there, and everybody was teaching me Zooms at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I would call my mother, I tell her, what happened? My mind is not the same. Well, you know, I'm not the remembrance. I'm 55. It's not the same when I was young, right? So
you touched on the role of volunteering a bit. I want to ask how it is perceived to you. How do you kind of picture it in your mind?
Picture the volunteering?
Yeah, like when you think about volunteering, what are the words that come to mind?
As I said, when I think about volunteering, I think it's doing good for your own soul. I think it's the best therapy. I remember during the corona, right, we couldn't go out of the houses. So, but we could do a few things, especially for the elderly, like bringing them food. And I told my friends who are a little bit more depressed, let's do something good. And it's unbelievable how what it does for your soul, for your satisfaction. I know that not everybody can go and volunteer in MDA because they're scared of blood. But for example, MDA needs, my daughter, for example, I really wanted to become a doctor, but she doesn't want.
Classic.
What can I do? She's so smart. And I asked her, I said, please do me a favor. I'll do everything. I'll do babysitter for you. She said, Mommy, no. But she went and with her friends, and they donated blood. You know, now, especially now in the war zone, the timing that we have, we really need each and one of you. If you can, please, we really need this blood. And you can see it in MDA web. You can see where you can donate, on which days. Please, if you can do it, please, it will help a lot.
Those donation trucks are everywhere. You founded Tribu, so tell us about it a bit.
About 8 years ago, me and my husband, we decided to do something good for society with the believing that doing good is, first of all, doing good for yourselves. And we really, with the believing that if each one of us would give 2 hours a month to society, what a great change it would do. So we founded Tribu. Tribu is our philanthropy. Actually, what we do with Tribu, we build the strategy for companies to go out and volunteer. So we come to a company, for example, last week, before we restarted the war again, I was with my mother in the north. I had 3 groups of companies that we took to kibbutzim in the south. And I think that each one of us, when we help, we just do good for all of us. And there is something united. When we all go together to help, there is no politics. You don't speak about politics. You don't care about all these things. You only care about doing good and going home with a huge smile in your heart.
So in that spirit of really tending to the individuals, I want to ask about October 7th and how that experience either was or how your perspective has kind of changed over the last year and a half of war in what you do.
One thing that we saw in October 7th, if we thought before that medical people won't get hurt, and so then we saw, unfortunately, in Mada that a paramedic in Be'eri, with her gloves in her hands, trying to save lives, how she was brutally murdered.
Amit Man.
Yes. Man, exactly. And we saw how an ambulance volunteer rushed from his house in Ofakim trying to save lives, and he was also gunshot. So I actually saw that the brutal terror that happened also touched the medical people who went to save lives.
Yeah, no, it touched everybody and it touches all of us. Michaela Berku, thank you so much.
And thank you very much.